Okay. That red button means I can be seen, I can be heard. That red button means we have one more feature, one more webinar before our stimulus credit closes. This has been a monumental weekend. It started as a weekend and a few weekdays in Making Wealth Real Financial. My name is Brian N. Beane, proud founder of the Extra Digit Movement, regional director with Making Wealth Real Financial, and I'm here to tell you guys, you're in for a treat. You are in for a treat. This is not the one you want to miss, because I'm going to end the whole experience with the owner of Making Wealth Real, Mr. Brian House. Can you guys believe that we are really just getting started as a company? I don't know what you've been praying for, but your prayers have been answered if it has anything to do with being in the right place at the right time, following a man of faith, having the ability to make your own money, making money from home, especially in this special time. The man upstairs has a way of working things out. It's not always what we think. It's not always the way we think it should be. But long term, we know we are exactly where we want to be, where we need to be. You know why? Because you are here. So that's my little spiritual journey and advice for a second. And we're going to bring on somebody that literally is so grounded when it comes to spirituality, finances, helping people all across the country. You're going to love this. So I'm going to shut up and get my watch party going, because I need people to see exactly what's going on here myself. And I want you guys to take the time to do the exact same thing. Make sure you hit share. Make sure you send a smoke signal, a tweet, UPS, FedEx, Morse code, smoke signal, whatever you need to do to let people know this is the place to be is on this webinar. Let me cut my phone on vibrate, because anybody that's calling me now is definitely not on my team. So, all right, we see people coming in from all over the country, man. I see New York is in the building. What's going on in New York? Let's get this watch party going. My watch party is up and running. Is your watch party up and running? Michelle, I see you in Connecticut. I got you down, Miss Connecticut. Dean, I see you. Tequila, Decatur, Georgia, I see you. Alyssa, Paducah. Man, I think Paducah is going to be one of the next cities that when we finally can see each other again, I will be there. We're talking income shifting tonight, guys. We're talking strategy, not sales, not hype, but real people getting real results. And we have the realest founder I've ever seen in the building. Congratulations to all you guys that are getting paid every single day. Congratulations to all you guys that have used this week and the previous weekend to get a pay raise. Congratulations to everybody for taking this stimulus credit serious. And guess what? We live in some serious times right now, right? I mean, let's face it. Everybody's not optimistic, and everything's not positive, and everything doesn't have an answer. But what we do is what we can do. You know, all we can do is what we can do, and that's take the time to find some solutions in the mix of chaos. I have a gentleman I have a ton of respect for that I'm going to bring up now. I have a gentleman that's going to tell you guys how and why he came up with the idea of giving you a $99 stimulus credit for the next 2 hours. You're the final overview of the night, so we want to end this thing with a bang. He's the visionary behind Making Wealth Real. He's the person that put the money up front. His investment has gone a long way because he's investing in us, and we're going to make sure that our investment goes a long way, which means his will as well. I want to bring to the front of the virtual room, also known as our webinar, the CEO of Making Wealth Real Financial, Mr. Brian House. Y'all give it up for B on the left and B House on the right. Thank you so much, Mr. House. Let's bring him in. How you feeling, sir?
Hey, I'm great, buddy. How are you?
Hey, never better, man. We are back again. Feels like we were here yesterday, right?
But weren't we? I think we were.
So, we had a training yesterday, man, that was second to none. So let's let the people who've never actually met you know how you feel about this current time, how you feel about the circumstances we're in. We can't ignore it. But Brian, I know for a fact that the NBA, the NFL, churches, graduations, weddings, even funerals, I mean, the Olympics, Vegas, I have never seen this kind of shutdown. And because I've never seen it, we really don't know what to expect. What we do know is people are at home and people need help. Why is Making Wealth Real Financial the perfect opportunity for people to get out of this quarantine better?
Yeah. Well, Brian, I'll tell you, first of all, the biggest concern most people have is obviously revolving around their money. You've got over 10 million Americans that have lost their jobs. You've got millions more that are laid off. They don't know. Everybody is living right now in a little bit of uncertainty. Even people that have jobs don't know what their job is going to look like going forward. Mm-hmm. And businesses are changing the way that they're doing business. I think you're going to see a shift in the way things are done from this point forward. So even if they lift, the quarantines and things like that, the way people do things is going to change just because their mindsets changed. And you never know when one of these things could ever pop up again. And, the fortunate part is that our business, you see what we're doing right now. I don't have to wear a face mask to do my business or to meet with you. We introduced this virtual stimulus credit, and the virtual part of it is where we all get to gather together. We all get to share this information. We get to empower and help people, and we don't have to potentially infect somebody with something that they don't want. But we get to infect them with something that can change their life, and that's what we're doing. So, that's where I'm at.
And I think a cool thing too is we're putting people ahead of the curve, right? So if people don't know what's going on, at least you do need to know your money and your household has to stay in order. And I think people don't realize inflation is going to be high because prices are going to go up because business owners have to make up for all the money they're losing. Taxes are going to go up because the stimulus checks came from the taxpayer. So when that deficit happens, which it is right now, we got to eventually raise the taxes. Debt is going up. Why? Because the credit cards, people are floating on their credit cards and student loans are getting deferred and mortgages are getting pushed down. And then people's 401ks went down. So guys, those are four big things between 401ks and big business going down, debt going up, taxes going up, and inflation going up. We can't afford to have an unemployment line that's wrapped around the building. Now, one of the solutions, guys, that you got to understand right now is the home-based business. Let me tell you why. The home-based business allows you, number one, to get a tax deduction. Number two, make unlimited income. And number three, it allows you to have, I call it high earning capacity, get tax deductions. But here's the biggest. You can get an instant pay raise on your paycheck. If you have a job and a W-2, a job which has a W-2, which is a W-2, and a form called a W-4, and a home-based business, you got the best of both worlds. Now, Brian, as successful as you've been, have you ever seen such a powerful thing where a person can start hitting that road to success by just changing a form?
No, that's one of the amazing things that we do is our instant pay raise strategy. It's actually twofold. One is helping people to stop overpaying on their taxes, which you've got almost 80% of the population that gets a refund, and they're overpaying every year, an average of $2,600, over $2,600 a year. And because they overpay in taxes, they then end up using credit to make up the difference. So they end up accumulating debt, which puts them into a position where we have 78% of the American population that's living paycheck to paycheck because they're giving all of their money to the banks, the banking and credit industry, as well as big business and the federal government. And so when you give, all that money away, it leaves you no money to save or invest. That's why people are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, the difference is what we're going through right now, which those are all the things we, put our program together to remedy because of the high statistics of people that are experiencing those challenges. The difference is now all of those things are now escalated. Okay. Inflation, like you said, is going to be even bigger. Taxes are eventually going to be even higher. Okay. Credit is being utilized now because people maybe don't have the income that they need. So they're trying to live off of credit because let's face it, a $1,200, $2,000, $3,000 stimulus check, that's going to run out. That's going to run out. And so now they're going to make up the difference. And because of that, they're increasing their debt. So all these things get escalated. And that's where we come in to say, hey, so to speak, we come in to save the day. Let's put it that way, because we have all the solutions that remedy all of those challenges to help people become better stewards of their money and do the right things. And we do it in a way that nobody else does it.
And you said the right word, solutions. And one of our things is virtual solutions, right? And Brian, I never understood. People that are wealthy like yourself always tell people you have to have leverage. We're leveraging Zoom. We're leveraging technology. We're leveraging social media platforms. We're leveraging my gift and talent as a speaker. We're leveraging your gift and talent as a businessman. We're allowing people to leverage us. The business world is one big game of leverage. And guys, right now, if people are at home and they need some answers, and you have virtual solutions and a home-based business that provides financial solutions. So let's get into these solutions. Brian, why was it important to you that experts do the work, right? We know your friend can't help you with your taxes because they're not even making enough money to know the tax game. Why did you bring these experts together in all 4 pillars?
Yeah, well, I'll just tell you, Brian, when I said we do things different, that was what we do that's different. There's so many companies, and they're great companies. I don't want to ever put anybody down. I'm a big believer in financial literacy. The problem is that most people that go get a financial education, whether it's through a Dave Ramsey, a John Commuta, any other program out there, and then they're left to implement that knowledge on their own. Those are all great programs. Okay. But the problem is that only about 25% of the people that get that knowledge ever implement it. So we wanted to create a scenario that basically said, we want to educate people. We really do. But our education is done through expert application. We don't want you to have to become a CPA, a CFP, an enrolled agent with the IRS, a credit expert, a debt expert, a savings and investment strategist. We don't want you to have to get your Series 7, your Series 63, all these different licenses. We wanted to put all of these experts into place, let them do the work for our members. You provide them the information they need. They do the work for you. And through that process, you learn how to become a better steward of your money. And so it's a better way of doing things to where people get results much, much faster, and they don't take the risk of making mistakes. You don't want to make mistakes with your finances. I promise you, every wealthy person you know has experts. And they didn't become CPA, CFPs, all those things that I mentioned. They have people that do that for them. And what we've done is we've made it to where the average consumer, and when I say average, I definitely don't mean ordinary. I'm talking about somebody that maybe doesn't have a lot of financial literacy. We wanted everyone, whether you were doing well financially, where you had $2 in your pocket or $2 million or anywhere in between, to be able to participate in a program without having to pay a fortune for these experts. Right. They're not cheap. I mean, a good CPA is $200 to $300 an hour, not what we charge per month. So
that's right. we charge less than that per month. So let's talk about these pillars together. The first thing is Money Max with the enrolled agents. Then you have the nerve to give everybody a stimulus credit. So guys, here's a secret. Don't tell Brian House. Ignore the 228 that's on your screen. Ignore that. He actually gave you a stimulus credit until midnight tonight. So you guys have to make a decision now. Sometimes you got to just go with your faith and go with your heart and say, man, $129 for all 4 services. The first service is called Money Max. That's where you can adjust your W-4 and see testimonies like this. This young lady said, hey, I'm so excited. When I joined the company 2 months ago, I received my instant pay raise of $400 in my first week in business. Guys, do you know how many people right now could use $400 per month, an extra $100 per week? Mr. House and I are going to show you how to get $100 per day. But worst case, $400 a month from the taxes that the enrolled agents from the IRS help you get. Now, this is what I do know for sure. People always say, well, Brian, how do I know these kind of things are legal? And people, that's a pyramid. How are you missing it? It's not a pyramid. It's not tax evasion. It's not illegal. You know why? Because one of our vendors are enrolled agents. One of our partnerships are enrolled agents from the federal government. This is not the flower that opens and you bring in 2 people and you meet somebody at the barbershop and you get them some cash and you cash out 4 people and then cash out 8 people. And then the flower, been there, done that a million times. And I'm telling you now, when the flower dies, it's over. Watch out for companies that have no 1099 or concepts that don't have a 1099 attached to it. Now, Credit Max is incredible because Credit Max allows you to get erroneous things removed from your credit report. Why is that important? We need your scores to be up so your interest can be down. Put this in the comments. Raise my score. You want your scores high and your interest low. Why? So you can stop paying for things 2 and 3 times. Think about it. Your taxes are now down. The enrolled agents from the IRS are helping you with your W-4 by you uploading your pay stubs. So you're saying, this is my gross, this is my net, and I'm tired of my net making me feel gross. That's the first thing. The second thing you're doing is saying, now, let me upload my credit reports so that experts in that category can get Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax to remove all these illegal things that creditors put on the reports. And Brian, I heard this. You can just elaborate on this quickly. Those are private firms. People act like they're judge and jury. Those are just private companies doing what a creditor said do. Am I right?
Yeah, they're private entities. A lot of people think because they say credit bureaus that it's a government agency.
Right.
In reality, they're just private companies that make money selling your information. That's what they do. And so, but they have laws that they have to abide by. And our job is to help you exercise your rights under those laws to help you get your credit scores back into the best shape possible and protect you against erroneous credit reporting. One thing I'll say, and I always say this, Brian, is that there are tons of credit restoration companies out there. And one thing we're very proud of is that we're a compliant credit restoration company. We follow the guidelines of the Credit Repair Organizations Act, but we also do things a little bit different. Brian, our focus on helping people get their credit back into this best shape possible and exercising their rights isn't so that they can go out and get themselves further in debt.
Right.
It's so that they can lower the existing expenses they have, lower their interest rates, their down payments, their car insurance, their homeowners insurance premiums. The purpose of our program is to help them lower those things so they can increase cash flow that allows them to be able to do something wise with that money instead of giving it to their creditors.
Nice. And you got people like this young lady, she's 19 years old, went and had a credit score that was in the 3s. Then she took her credit score from the 3s up to the 5s. Then she took her credit score from the 5s up to the 7s. Let me show you this. This is amazing. A 300, a 500, a 700. Went in the dealership, no cosigner necessary, got her keys, got her car with low interest. Then you have people who have 800 scores that Credit Max has the nerve to take up to a higher 800. Chuck Harden on the left, 805 up to a 812. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, every point is a good point. We don't just have people with bad credit. We want every single point that creditors try to take from you because it puts you in a different tier. Mr. Bert Sams on the right went from us 834 to a 845. Now that's almost perfect credit. His mortgage refi was 2.75. How do you get a 2.75? He told me he saved about $40,000, guys. $40,000 because of this. Now we're going to talk about Equity Max and land banking, or Equity Max and Wealth Max. Here's why. Mr. House said a great thing. Your credit is not a get out of jail free card. Okay? I always tell people it's very important that you understand that your credit determines how much you pay for money, but you don't get it out of trouble to run it back up. We want you to start using Equity Max for your debt elimination. Now I want you guys to understand something. All of this is for $129 and $119 per month. The government's going to pay for it because you now have a home-based business. You now have a home-based business, so the taxes are coming down. Your W-4 is adjusted. The $119 per month is covered from the pay raise in your check. Now, when the $119 also is covering the credit score or the interest rates that are coming down, and the credit scores that are going up, and the credit scores that are going up, and the investments that are going up, you can't tell me that the $119 is a burden. Money spent or invested is different than money that's just spent. Okay? Yes. Write this in the comments. I will invest in me. The only time an investment is bad is if you're bad. Anytime you invest in you, it's a good investment. And Brian, when I first met you, I knew. I looked at the comp plan. I said, I am a national director. I see it. I see it like I know Tuesday follows Monday because I'm a good investment. But you guys have investments, man, that I've never seen. Talk about Equity Max and how the software gets you out of debt so you can participate in Wealth Max. How do those two kind of marry?
Yeah, our whole membership works all together. And that's one thing I love about what we do is that you can't just plug into one piece of it and get all your financial house in order. It's all there, so you get every part in order. If you fix just one thing, then all you've done is created a Band-Aid, because you still have to deal with the other stuff, or you're still messed up financially. But, Equity Max, I love that program because it helps you eliminate your debt in record time. With that system, you can plug all your debts in it, your mortgage, your car loans, your credit cards, your personal loans, your student loans. Every debt you have can be plugged into our Equity Max system. And we're going to give you a plan of action that shows you exactly how to pay your creditors, who to pay, when to pay them, and stuff. So we take all the guesswork out of it. But the great thing about that system is it will show you how to pay off all your debts in about a third to half of the time, or even less, without you spending one dime more than what you're spending right now. Now, what that can potentially do for you is it can cut years and even decades off your time in debt. But more importantly, it can potentially save you tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. Money you can now do something wise with financially, instead of, again, being a slave to your creditors for the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Okay. And so that's extremely important. I live by a philosophy, and that philosophy is, as long as you're paying interest, that's money you can't save, invest, or pay yourself. Okay. Right. And Brian says it all the time. Imagine what your life would look like if your debt was zero.
That's right. That's right. Not to quote the late great Jim Rohn, but he's one of my favorites. He said, if your upkeep supersedes your income, then if your outgo supersedes your income, then your upkeep will be your downfall. Now, you can put that in the quotes, but you got to get out with the Jim Rohn, okay? If your outgo supersedes your income, then your upkeep will be your downfall. So let's have some upkeep. Land banking, private reserve accounts. What is Wealth Max, the fourth pillar? All of these experts for $119 a month, $4 a day. I don't know how you did it, but I'm glad you did. How does Wealth Max tie it all together when you get where you want to be?
Yeah, listen, this is the piece I love about our program, because MWR stands for Make Wealth Real. And in order to do that, you can't just help people reduce their taxes and help them straighten out their credit and eliminate your debt. You've got to provide them a vehicle that allows them to be able to generate passive income, money where their money is making money for them. Almost every company in the industry talks about, hey, once you start making money, you need to invest it. The problem is they don't provide the best vehicles to do that. So what we look for, and especially because of the industry that we're in, we wanted to make sure that we provided vehicles that had little or no risk of loss. Our private reserve account, it's touted as the best way to save, grow, and protect your money tax-free with no risk of loss. Imagine being able to fund an account where you're able to participate in stock market gains without ever having to participate in those scary losses. Okay. That's what a PRA does. This is where the wealthiest people in the world put their money, in a private reserve account. It's totally protected. The IRS can't touch it. You can't get sued and somebody end up taking it from you. It is totally protected. And it produces unbelievable rates of returns. Now, past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but the last 10-year track record is right at about 8.5% return on your money with no risk of loss. Usually, in order to get that type of return on your money, you have to put it into something that has a risk. Okay? We didn't want to put people's money at risk. Now, the other beautiful thing about a PRA is we talk about it all the time. It allows you, which is the goal of our company, is to allow you to become your own bank. We want you to become your own bank. We don't want you to be dependent on the credit and banking system. That's why we want to help you get rid of debt. That's why we want to help you get your credit scores up, not so you can accumulate more debt. Because remember, credit is the gateway to debt, and debt is the pathway to poverty. Okay? Period. If you're having to finance a lifestyle, you will work till the day you die. That is all there is to it. But you want to get your money making money for you and do it in a way that it's not going to put your money at risk. Let me give you one more point about the PRA, and we'll move on real quick, Brian. And I'll try to be quick because I can get windy on this stuff because I love
it. It's the last one. You deserve it.
Yeah, but here's the deal. on a private reserve account, when I talk about becoming your own bank, imagine funding your private reserve account, the money you saved on taxes, the money we've helped you save on interest, the money you've saved on eliminating your debt. And we haven't even talked about the income that you can make, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. Imagine you put that money towards a private reserve account, and then you wanted to go buy a vehicle. Well, and you had $50,000 accumulated in a private reserve account, which you can start with $100. You don't have to have 50,000. We've made it to where everybody can participate, not just people that have a ton of money. Okay, you had 50,000 in that account. You said I'm going to go buy a vehicle for 20,000. You took that 20,000 out of that private reserve account, and you think I only have 30,000 left in there. But the unique part about a private reserve account and self-banking is you get to participate in what's called arbitrage. Same thing the banks use, okay? Where you pulled that 20,000 out, you're still earning interest on the full 50,000. You can actually set up your own loan terms to pay yourself back, and the money you pulled out is still earning interest as if it never left your account. That's why we use a private reserve account.
Now that's called be your own bank for real. Right. I don't think people understand the banks got wealthy with your money. Now you need to get wealthy with your money.
That's
right.
If
I got 80,000 and I borrowed 20 and the interest still draws as if I still had 80, even though I took 20 out, it doesn't say you're down to 60. You still have 80 in the account.
That's right.
Nothing like it. What does land banking mean? When they say in the path of growth, how do you guys know it's in the path of growth? How do I know that that area is on and popping? So when I put my money in land banking, why should I believe you, Mr. House?
Yeah, no, well, you don't have to believe me. You can actually look at the research and stuff that's been done on it. When we say it's bought in the path of growth, we're looking at, in most of this property, all of it right now, is in an area called Palmdale, California. And go look it up. Go look it up for yourself. When we say in the path of growth, if you look, it's right outside of LA, and there is no land available in LA. Okay, they've ran out. So everything is expanding out of LA, and Palmdale is between LA and going out towards Las Vegas. Okay. Now, when you look at that land, you look at what's happening out there, all the development that's happening, the big energy companies that are happening out there, all of the growth is going in that direction. Okay. You're seeing Walmarts pop up. You're seeing new schools pop up. You're seeing all these things. So you know that the potential for growth is huge. And with the potential for growth, you also have the potential for gains. Okay.
That's right.
Now, the other thing is, Brian, is we mitigate or eliminate as much of the risk involved as possible by allowing our members to be able to purchase this land or a portion of it. Instead of having to come up with millions to purchase the whole parcel themselves, they can purchase a portion of it at 20 to 40% below market value. So as soon as they purchase the land, they're already in a profit situation. And average returns have been over 24% annually over the last 10 years. Some of them up to 36 and 40 and 50% returns. But if you look at it, guys, land is, to me, one of the best investments out there. And the only reason is because there's one thing about land. They stopped making it a long time ago.
That's right.
Okay. They don't make any more land. Okay. And when you can get in the path of growth, you stand to profit. And so that's what our land banking is about. Now, here's the other thing, Brian. I got to say this because I talk about this. We don't just teach you how to do this stuff. We do it all for you. It's all done. You do not have to learn how to do real estate and put together contracts and figure out all this stuff. Our experts already do it for you. You fill out the paperwork, do your thing, pick out your parcel of land. They send you a copy of your deed and with your name on it, and you're good to go.
That's what done for you means instead of do it yourself. And you telling me that's not worth $4 a day for the membership that pays for itself with your tax minimization and the comp plan. Look at this. Now, this picture says it all. How do I get my investment back? Money's tight. People holding on. Introduce 3 qualified financial directors. People like you. People who are hungry. People who are looking. People who right now want something extra. People who realize that the rug is being snatched from under them. People who realize that the future is uncertain. If you sponsor or help enroll 3 people within 30 days. That's an extra 150 on top of the 50-50-50 that you received when you enrolled them. So you have a business franchise now that you're developing, like McDonald's has a franchise, Dunkin' Donuts has a franchise, Wendy's has a franchise. I don't know why more people don't realize that you can franchise as individuals. That's all leverage means. I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. So after 60 days, you earn 450 if those three help three. After 90 days, you earn 900 if those three help three. The same three who started it, you can't stop them from being excited. Put this in the comments. I cannot stop another person's joy. I cannot stop another person's joy. You got to stop thinking for people. See, when I started in the business, you see that second row? I earned my $900 momentum bonus after my $450 and after my $150, $1,500 just in the momentum bonus. Mr. House and the software, the team, the IT group, they have the best tracking in the world. Your check stub will have what are called leadership bonuses as your team grows. Now, Mr. House, let's speak to this because I want to nip this in the bud now before it's too late. Tomorrow, we go back to our normal program, but it pays more. Is that okay with everybody? That with the stimulus may be over, so we have to at some point get back to paying you every single day. But isn't it good to know that it didn't go from 129 to 986, okay? It went back to the normal 228 that afforded a lot of us to lose a job and still not blink. Mr. House, how do you feel about the transition back to the leadership bonuses? That's a good thing.
I'm excited. And because what's happened is with, the thousands of people that have partnered with us through this promotion, they actually get a pay raise themselves. We have multiple people that have promoted to the next rank through this promotion that as soon as we go back to the regular pricing, and I'm going to say this, and I was going to save this for a training, but I'm just going to say it real quick. I love what we've done with this stimulus because we've incentivized people to go ahead and get started now. And I think that's a great idea. And listen, you don't ever want to pay more if you don't have to. If you have the ability to pay less, get it now. Don't wait. Okay. But at the same time, the value of what we do is so unbelievable. I don't care if you pay $228 or if you pay $528 or $828 or $1,028.
I'm telling you,
it's still worth it to get started because our monthly is still $119.97 to have access to our business and to all of our financial experts and strategies that do the work for you. What we'll put back into your pocket every month will far surpass that. I'm just telling you. And we do something else. And Brian, we don't talk about it a lot, and we don't need to, but we guarantee your success. You get involved with MWR Financial, you plug in, you use our program. If our experts, but you have to follow our plan of action. This is, we're only in the business of helping people that want to help themselves.
That's right.
That's it. So if you plug in and follow our plan of action, use our services and our strategies, and you share your success with a few other people, if our experts and strategies don't save or make you more money in your first 30 days, we'll just give you a full refund. You can't lose money with MWR Financial. Otherwise, we really wouldn't be a financial strategies company.
That's right. That's right. And the key word, guys, is the plan of action. There's a detailed plan that you must prove you did. And if you say, oh, I'm not winning, my taxes didn't go down, that debt elimination software doesn't work, I'm not making any money. No, not on your plan. Not because you got in and didn't plug in the training and didn't call us back and didn't text us back and don't know how to start a webinar and forgot your password and didn't go into your back office and you're mad at your upline and your wife won't support you and now you want a refund. No. If you follow the plan of action and show and prove, these guys will say, hey, no harm, no foul, which means that it must work.
Yes.
Now, Ms. House, you can't see this, but the next screen is the presidential bonus. I woke up to something pretty special this morning. I just can't believe the week I've had. How do these points total these different tiers from one tier of $500 a month to $100,000 a month? I was blessed and fortunate to hit tier 4 today, which is $5,000 a month. And I'm halfway to tier 5, which is $10,000 a month, guys. Even if you just got to tier 2 right now, would an extra $1,000 a month help you? So these are real screenshots from my I should, you can see I didn't give these to Shayna, Brian. This is my chicken scratch.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
How does this presidential work, my friend? How often does it pay, and what do you need to do?
It pays on the 10th of every month, and as your points accumulate, as your business grows, you can start hitting those different tiers of presidential bonus. And it's a residual. It's a monthly residual bonus. And once you hit it, it comes in month after month after month, as long as you maintain that points. But the good thing about our program is too, Brian, we have over a 67.4% annual retention rate with our members.
That's high.
The average in this industry is 15 to 20%.
That's right.
We're at 67.4. And the only way you get that is providing more value than what the membership costs.
That's right.
More money in people's pockets than what the membership costs. And so, but those presidential bonuses, you see $500 to up to $100,000, it pays a lot more than that. And the reason I say that is because there's also a 25 to 50% check match that's tied to that. So as you help other people achieve those levels, if you are in the presidential bonus, you get a 25 to 50% override on the people in your team that qualify for those, which is phenomenal. So you can take that if you've got a few people making 100,000 and you're making 25 to 50,000 off what they did. I'm sure that's not going to upset you.
I'm telling you, man, you guys got to have vision. See, what a lot of guys are doing right now, Brian, they're thinking about the people they know right now. I don't know anybody who do this. Money's tight right now. Things are not the way they used to be. We understand that. If things aren't the way they used to be, then don't you need to do something different so you can go somewhere you've never been? If things aren't the way they used to be, do something different so you can go where you've never been. Brian, I've never owned a home-based business. Good. Maybe it's time.
Yeah.
Brian, I've never used leverage.
Yeah. I'm going to say something to that real quick because, listen, we put this program together to empower people and we've taken the risk out of it. But here's the reality. If you're not willing to change, then nothing's going to change in your life. Okay. Bottom line. And one thing I will tell you about our company is that what we're talking about here, it's common sense. This is common sense. I'm not going to try to sell you or convince you to get involved in MWR Financial. We have a saying around here. We don't get people in MWR Financial. We let people in MWR Financial. And I think that was quoted from you, Brian. So I'm stealing your material. But but it was good material. So it's worth stealing. It's okay to copy it. It's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat, right?
And I'm going to steal your comp plan. So we're going to rob each other.
That's okay. Let's do it. But people have to make a choice. They have to make a choice. You can either stay on the same path. We know that doesn't work. And I'm not being a pessimist. The statistics don't lie. 78% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. 80% of the population has credit challenges. 90% is buried in debt. Over 70% overpay on their taxes. And you've got over 70% of the population that at age 65 has less than $5,000 in their savings account. I do not mean to be the bearer of bad news, but this pandemic is not going to help that situation. And those statistics, you can go look them up yourself. You can Google anything these days. The system most people have been taught to follow does not work. That's why we put this company together, to right those wrongs and correct the injustices, because people aren't taught financial literacy.
And guys, the matching bonus, let's say you sponsor someone like me and I make $2,000, I make $5,000, you earn $2,500. If I sponsor my nephew and he makes $1,000, you get $250. You get 25% of the individual you don't know and 50% of the person you do know as their bonuses grow. And Mr. House, you don't just match the presidential bonus, you match everything, don't you?
Yeah, we actually have, once you hit what's called an executive senior director with our company, but you can do that with as few as 12 people on your team, you then pick up a 25% check match over and above the 25 to 50% that is on the presidential bonus. That's a different, and I know I just shocked you with something because you thought they were the same. I know it. I know I did, but those are separate. Those are separate, but you get a 25% check match on all of your personals. So everything they earn as far as daily pay, what we call daily pay in this business, which are customer bonuses, sponsor bonuses, leadership expansion bonuses, whatever they earn, you earn 25% of whatever they made. If they made $100, you made 25. If they made 1,000, you made 250 on every personal you bring into this company.
Man. And I know they're saying, well, let me go sign up some people. Let me give you two more incentives and we're done.
Yeah.
The luxury vehicle bonus, or I like to call it these days, the mortgage bonus. People need help, guys. People need help. They're at home. What can they do? They can leverage us. We will have these things on a regular basis where you don't have to do the talking and earn your way all the way up to a $500, $1,250, and a $3,000 luxury mortgage bonus, or luxury car program bonus, or mortgage payment. Think about this for a minute. How many people do you know right now that could use just tier one, $500? That's on top of your override daily leadership bonuses, on top of your presidential bonuses, on top of your momentum bonuses. You're not doing anything different. The same points feed the entire program. This young lady, Miss Shana Rawlings, is on tier one. This is my COO and my chief event coordinator for my Game Changer quarterly event. Those that don't know, I own a training company. I'm a motivational speaker. She's the person behind the scenes doing all the hard work so I can get up there and just train and speak. She earned a $500 bonus for a car, and she's behind the scenes for a reason. She doesn't like talking to people out in public, right? Christy Howard. Now, Christy's the opposite. Christy could care less. She's at 1250. Christy will talk to you, tell you about her business, tell you how she was able to earn a serious residual on a small organization and qualify for tier 2 of the program. Okay? I personally qualified for tier 3 of the program, which is a $3,000 bonus. And guess what? None of us, and there are hundreds of people that will qualify for this bonus. In our organization alone, we're approaching, several people. Charles Ivory, Chuck Harden, Andre Russell. These guys are, it's just unbelievable. But you don't have to put it towards the car. I didn't put it towards any car. I literally keep the $3,000 a month and add it to the $5,000 a month and add it to the 5 figures a week or whatever we make, because you can invest that in land banking and private banking. Now, the last incentive is the daily guarantee. Anywhere from $5 a day, put this in your notes, 3 equals 150. Mr. House, this is another way to make the compensation plan, between the compensation plan and your paycheck increase. Your 119, guys, is the least of your concerns. 3 individuals that you enroll into our business generates 150 a month. 12 individuals on your team generate 600 a month. Mr. House, what was the logic behind getting 12 people that's so doable and paying out that kind of money on a daily basis?
Well, one, we wanted to put money in people's hands quickly on a residual basis. And the other thing is that we wanted them to be able to budget. See, a lot of times in this industry, you got to fight attrition. You know, I just told you what our retention rate is, but you might put 4 people in some programs this month, and then you're replacing 2 or 3 of them next month. And so you're always fighting attrition. And so what we wanted to do is provide people with a realistic, true, guaranteed residual income that they could maintain and know that they could budget the next month off of what they've earned or what they've qualified for. And so that was one thing. But I'm going to tell you this, that daily guarantee, it goes from $5 a day, $20 a day, $30 a day, $50 a day, all the way up to $1,000 a day. In the last 5.5 days since we started this promotion, we literally have hundreds, and I mean hundreds of people that have went from $5 a day to $20 a day, people that have went from $20 to $30 a day, people that have went from $5 to $30 a day, people that have went to 50, 100, 150, 200. If I'm not mistaken, you just went to $300 a day. That was another, on top of your $2,500 increase a month on your presidential bonuses, which is an extra $30,000 a year, you just went from $200 a day to $300 a day, which is an extra $3,000 a month. That's $36,000 and $30,000. In 5.5 days, I believe you just gave yourself a $66,000 a year pay raise. That's crazy.
I've been working
in 5.5 days.
5.5 days. 5.5 days. But, you know, it's all a team effort. And that's what I want you guys to understand. You may not be the best. I'm not the best. But you have people that are hungrier than you that you can't help but succeed because you're leveraging them, their gifts and talents. They're leveraging your gifts and talents. So it's a win-win situation. So, man, I mean, $300 a day, unbelievable. And I mean, literally, guys, if you can't, you might not be able to see my screen here, but literally, I'm approaching, that's my chart at the bottom, at 93% this morning. I think I checked a second ago, I was at 95% to the $500 a day mark. Can you guys understand? Some people need $500 a month. If they just do tier 2 or 3, they'll have $500 to $600 a month coming in. And then later on, if this thing gets worse before it gets better, at least you were positioned today. And that's what it's all about, being positioned.
Yes.
So you saw people on that screen going back and forth, 20 a day. Quanta Sims, 50 a day. Charles Ivory, 100 a day. There are plenty of people. Kim Whitfield out there just qualified for 20 a day. She's sending her photo in. Richard Greer just went from 20 a day to 30 a day. That's 900 a month. His organization, Brian, you'll love it. Seniors on the Move, right? They make me look old. These guys are, this is a group of seniors that are saying, you ain't doing nothing, Brian. Get out the way, right? Gail Andrews. Gail Andrews went from 20 a day to 30 a day this week. I can't wait to see the statistics, Mr. House, of what happened this week. It's just gonna make me cry.
It's mind-boggling. I'm just telling you. 5 districts. We had 5 districts promote. By the way, I want to congratulate you for becoming our second and the fastest regional director in the company. So you picked up a promotion there, but we had hundreds and hundreds of people that promoted. Where when we open this thing back up tomorrow at $228.97 instead of $129.97 to get started, those leadership expansion bonuses, we've got hundreds of people that are going to start getting those on a daily basis. As they bring in somebody, they pick up that money, and it's in their account within 4 days.
I kept trying to tell people, man, when the regular program kicks back in and you got this whole new group of people, and here comes the training, guys. Just know the experts have you every step of the way. Money Max, Credit Max, Equity Max, Wealth Max. The organization and our leaders, our districts, our area directors, top leadership positions, we're going to host Zooms and webinars. Why? We're at home. We might as well train. We might as well make money. So here's the slides you have to see. Text, keyword, credit 99. You have 1 hour and 15 minutes to get your membership. Take your time. You don't have to rush right now, but get it in before 12 Eastern. Text keyword credit 99 to the person who introduced you to this webinar. They'll give you a link. They're going to give you some a welcome text with some instructions. They're going to show you exactly what you need to do to get up and running, because the training and the fun part begins this week as we take the 228 and increase your daily pay, right? Everybody type that in the comments. The 228 equals back to daily pay. 228 equals back to daily pay. Ms. House, you had the closing words. I appreciate you. You know I haven't known you long, but I love you to death. We both have the same name, and some tells me we have a lot more in common than just that, and I appreciate you.
I think we look a lot alike. Right. I might have a little more hair, but
yeah, I think that's probably the only difference. That's
the only difference. That's the only one I could see. But hey, listen, guys, take advantage of this. We put this stimulus credit together to give you the incentive to get started now. And we know for some people, money may be tight, but it's going to always be tight if you don't do something about it. Okay, just understand that. And I don't want to see any of you be in a position to where you're dependent on a government stimulus check that's going to run out. Our stimulus credit was designed for you to be able to create a daily, weekly, and a monthly stimulus check. And the great thing about it is you get to lay your head down at night knowing that you were able to make money by helping other people do better financially. That's all we're here for. There's nothing our company can do to hurt you. All we can do is help you. So with that said, Brian, I'll turn it back over to you. I appreciate you having me on here, man. I love you, brother. I appreciate everything you're doing and all the people that you're helping and your incredible team and everybody here in MWR Financial. They're all just, we've got the most amazing group of leaders I've ever seen.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Well, hey, guys, we're going to run. I'll give you guys a schedule. Get with your upline area and district directors. They'll give you a schedule for the training that we're going to host live on Zooms. You got trainings on video libraries. You got trainings with Making Wealth Real Financial in your membership office. You got trainings with me personally in our scheduled Zooms and leadership trainings for certain tiers and VIPs. I have a free library that everyone gets for free. The person who introduced you will give you a link to get your MWR business first. Then we'll show you where to go to start getting trained, because guess what? That's the difference. This is what we do, how we do it, and how to help you get these bonuses, totally different. The experts do the work on your finances. We want you to get more money to increase and contribute more to what the experts are doing. We'll be in touch via social media, emails, and webinars and everything all week. Go get your Credit 99 text in inboxes and emails and call that person so you can get your link before midnight. You guys have a good night, Mr. House. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Brian. Bye, guys.
No doubt.